Okay, welcome to my presentation. For this, just a bit of background. I'm in the billing process with my grandpa's senior care business, and we generate up to 30 or 40 invoices bi-monthly, so that's like 80 a month. And I noticed that in this process, sometimes by going through so many invoices, it can create human error, or there are some aspects that are just menial and are automated. So I tried to solve that using VBA, mega formulas, and dates and times. This is the original invoice just before I did anything with the project, and the inputs that I have to do every time are create this due date invoice, this due date for the invoice, which is 7 days from today typically, and then this invoice number, which is the previous invoice's number plus one, caregiver's name, date, clock in and clock out time, and then the regular rate. So for the project, I did a couple of things. First, I created a VBA that will automatically, when I click this button, it will automatically input the due date and the invoice number. And if I show this, in order to create the invoice number, it will take this sheet as the active sheet, go to the sheet right next to it, to the left, which will be the last invoices sheet, and then it will take the value in C13 and add 1 to it, and then input that in the current value. And then for the due date, typically it's 7 days from today, unless it's a weekend. We want it to be due on the Monday right after the weekend of next week. And so if it's a Sunday, it will add 8, and if it's a Saturday, it will add 9 days in order to get a correct date for the due date for our client. And then another thing that I did is I created this mega formula. Sometimes with these inputs, if I mess this number up, if I accidentally put like a 4 in it or something, it will change this total. However, with this mega formula, I don't need to do that. I can just, this could be messed up and not be an accurate representation of the clock in and clock out time, but the total will remain the same as showed. And so that's super useful for the accuracy of the invoice and for the total. And then the last major thing I did was I created this floor. This issue existed in the original one where there would be like a 3.99 just because of the rounding difference. You can see here that there was 20 seconds added to this 10 a.m. and this caregiver clocked out at exactly 2 p.m. But it created this discrepancy of 3.99, even though it clearly is 4 hours. So I would have to go in and just input manually 4 there. So I wanted to fix that because I have accidentally mistyped when I was 10 keying in that value there. So the way that I did that is I just created this floor, and this formula will go in and basically round it to the nearest minute and then round down, which is a good date and time aspect that will help this project, this invoicing. And so that's basically my project. I did a couple of other things, however, those were the major things that I did. And thanks for listening.